Good afternoon, YouTubers. This is Leroy from Walker Photography doing a one-take video review. Doing it in one take because I don't feel like doing two. Alright, what we have here is the Phottix Mitros flash for Canon. It is, I think, $300 at Amazon.com. There may be one or two other reviews on YouTube, but there are not a lot. I just want to go over a couple things with you guys, for those who may be interested in checking it out, but haven't made that leap as of yet. The first thing to know is that the build quality is top-notch. It is plastic, of course, but it feels really good. It feels better than my Canon 430EX2. I have not used any of the Canon 5 series flashes, so I can't compare it to one of those, but I can definitely say it feels better than this. This is plastic, of course, but it just doesn't feel nearly as durable as the Phottix. As you can see, something's fallen off of it already. One time it fell off a stand and something in this broke. Had to send it back to Canon. Cost me $100 to get it fixed. But it just doesn't feel as solid as this. Solid plastic construction, numerous ports, which I will go over briefly. You have your sync port and your USB port, which are behind this nice plastic cover. If I can get this open. There's for your USB and your sync. USB is for flashing for future, future updates, such as, I guess, firmware, maybe new features, maybe compatibility. And the sync is for external syncs. Pocket Wizards, I use actually the Stratus 2 wireless transceiver receiver, so I don't actually need that. Here is for an external battery, which is a proprietary format, but I'll get into that a little bit later. On the other side, you have the battery door, which holds 4 AA batteries. A slightly different pattern than what you're normally used to seeing. You guys are probably used to seeing it like this. There are no batteries in here, of course, but this is how most flashes are, I believe. But they decided to do something a little different. It still works, so it's not a big deal. You have weather sealing on your hot shoe, which is pretty cool for those who may shoot in adverse weather. This is weather seal, goes with your, your 530, your 5D Mark III, some of your other high-end Canons which have weather sealing. The locking mechanism, which is actually identical to that of the Canon, basically slide it over, it locks it into the hot shoe. To unlock it or to get it to remove it, you press the button, you slide it back the other way. The flash did actually power on while I was fiddling with it. Show you a couple things here. You have your battery life indicator, which is great. I've never seen another flash that has this. It lets you know where your batteries are, what your battery life is like. You have your 4-way dial here with your set in the middle. You have your test button. You have your mode switch, which goes from multi to ETTL to manual. You have your your flash function button, high-speed sync, zoom, ready light. Let's see, and it's relatively easy to use. So let's go to manual. All right, so we want to change that from 128th to, let's see, full power. So basically, you press the set button in the middle. You press up until you get where you want to go. It actually has third stop increments, and once you hit full power, just hit set. You're all done. So you want to change your zoom from 105 to maybe 24. You hit zoom, you start pressing down, see that changes. Once you get it to where you want, press set. So like I said, it's fairly simple to use. There's a manual which is included on a thumb drive. I really haven't looked over the manual, and a lot of the settings I've changed, I've actually done in the camera. Basically attach the camera to attach the flash to the camera and make your settings changes there. You also have that icon with the X. It actually beeps when it's ready, when it recycles, but I turn that off. I do a lot of weddings, and it can get kind of annoying to have that constant beep. You can turn yours on, you can leave it off, whatever you choose to do, but it's in the camera, not the camera functions. It's in the functions. I forgot which option it is, but I actually changed it by connecting this to the camera, going to the functions, finding it, and turning it off. So that's that. The flash does swivel all the way around. Watch that. Yeah, see, look at that. You can flash behind you, and you can come this way. You can go that way, whatever you want to do. Travels the full range of motions like you would think a flash of this quality would do. Has a diffuser and a bounce card. Check that out right there. All right. One cool thing that comes with it, which I don't personally use, but some of you may like it, is it's kind of, I think it's called a stenofin. The little plastic covers you normally buy for maybe $10 for other flashes. You know, basically diffuses the light somewhat. I don't particularly use them, but I mean, it's good to have. I mean, it's free. It's a freebie. Can't complain. You cannot beat free 99. So that's pretty cool. And it actually attaches right into that groove on both sides. All right. Now, as far as the pricing, once again, this goes for about $300. And it's supposed to me, challenge the, I guess, the 600 series Canon and maybe the 580 EX2. But for the price, I mean, it's right there with the Canon 430 EX2. I mean, it's very close in price, but to me, it's a superior flash. It's a lot bigger, much higher flash output. The guide number, I believe, is 52-ish. Don't quote me on that. I'll put it in the comments. The link down below. I can't remember off the top of my head. But it is, I mean, in price-wise, it's similar to the 430EX, but it's a much better flash. Better LED screen. I think the buttons are a lot easier to use. I cannot stand this center button in this Canon. I hate this absolute button. It is a real pain in the ass to move. Power button is cool, but everything else about this I really hate. And like I said, the build quality, it feels a whole lot better than the Canon. So I mean, I would not hesitate to get this over the Canon any day. I have not used the 600 series or even the 580 EX2, so I can't speak for those. I do know this has wireless capability, so you can actually use this to, you know, do wireless triggering, well, wireless flashing, whatever. I use triggers, so I don't really have a need for that. I believe in the whole, I use the Phottix Stratos system, which has, which is, you know, is basically manual transceiver receiver system. So, but it is here, so it's a cool feature. Some of you guys may get a use out of it. I don't really have a use for it. The only con I've seen in this flash so far is the battery consumption, which is great that it gives you this light right here because this thing goes through batteries relatively quickly. I was shooting a wedding, and maybe after 100 shots, I was down to half power. My recycling time has slowed down, and I was starting to struggle a little bit. But luckily, it was almost near the end of the day, so it wasn't a biggie. But what I did to remedy this problem was to purchase one of these. This is an external battery pack, which I got off of eBay, straight out of China, somewhere, I don't know. But it was, I think it was like 29 bucks, give or take, and it allows you to put 8 more batteries in here, and then connect this to your flash. So how good you guys are at math, but 12 is better than 4 any day. So instead of having 4 batteries, now you have 12, 8 in here, 4 in the flash. And what was so cool is that they actually sent, well, this actually came with the flash. This adapter for the proprietary connection actually allows you to use this Canon, you know, the standard Canon battery packs. So you basically just plug it in here. Oops, a little clumsy. Plug that in, and then you plug this into here. And we'll see that little light. You'll see a little light up here. Where's that light? This light, you'll see it when it lights up. And turn that on, and voila, you have additional power. So now with this plugged in, you can fire, man, 20 full power bursts, no problem whatsoever. I mean, instantaneous recycles. You may not want to do that because you may melt it down, but to know that you have, you know, no wait time is great. And like I said, this setup right here with the external battery pack plus the flash is under 350 bucks, which is a lot cheaper than going the Canon route with the, the 5.8 or even the 600 plus the battery pack. You're looking at, I don't know, $500-600 easily. So, and I think they work just as well, if not better. But this to me is I don't know, it depends on how you use it. If you're going to do a lot of work with flashing, a lot of flashes, you know, weddings, I don't know, this is definitely worth the investment because If you don't, you will see that you will run out of power relatively quickly, especially if you're firing full blast, full power. If you're doing, 1/16, 1/32 power, you'll be fine. But if you need a lot of power, this is the way to go. It's relatively inexpensive. So this is on eBay. I can add the link if anyone asks, but relatively inexpensive. So I think that is about it. Like I said, I don't have any qualms about purchasing this flash. Right now, it is my go-to flash. Quality is good, builds good, works as it should, have no problems. The only thing I wish I would have done, I wish I could have bought this instead of the 430EX2, but of course I had the 430EX2 about 2 years so, and this just came out maybe 6 months ago. So if you're looking at 430EX2, don't waste your time, go this route. If you're looking at a 580EX2 or even a 600, I still think you may get a better bargain here, because you can get 2 of these, or maybe like 1.5 of these for what you'd pay for one of the 580EX2s or even the 600. So if you have any questions, please feel free to ask them, and I will do the best I can. And that's about it.